Hey there, everybody. Chief Meteorologist Tim Buckley with you as we work on our heat wave, still moving through the Triad. It's 9 o'clock here on our Wednesday evening, and it's just day one of the heat wave, which is going to last at least 5 days, if not longer. So buckle up. We've got kind of a long way to go with this thing, but you've probably felt it yourself. Oppressive, to say the least, going out and about across the area this afternoon. And as we stand even here at 9 o'clock, you might be surprised at the current temperature. Let's take a look here. It's 90 degrees, or almost 90 across the area. These are live temperatures again as of 9, not the feels like or anything like that. That's the thermometer, and there's some variety here. One thing I often mention or notice when we have our big summer heat waves, notice the difference between cities and more rural areas. And you can kind of start to see this, and it kind of lingers through the evening and toward the overnight. So you've got 88 in Burlington, 88 Greensboro, 89 in Winston-Salem, 91 in Raleigh. But you have a little bit cooler air, somewhat anyway, not much, in the rural spots. Even at this hour, it's still feeling like the mid-90s. So we've had a very hot day. The sun is going down. Live look over Winston-Salem as we see a bit of a haze to the sky, kind of resembling a heat wave there. Temperature is 89, as I said. The winds are calm. Burlington, still watching the flags fluttering in the breeze as the sun went down over that way a little bit more than 20 minutes ago. Closer to half an hour ago. And in Greensboro, where they're playing baseball downtown for the Hoppers, temperature is still 88 degrees. But we're also noticing some beautiful patriotism there. Red, white, and blue on Lincoln Financial downtown. Hey, our humidity is too high. We know that. That's a factor as we go throughout the rest of this heat wave. The humidity is a bit of a problem. Dew points are in the low 70s, and it's going to be making it feel hotter than it actually is. And that's something that takes a toll on our bodies in the afternoons and in the evenings especially, makes it harder to cool down because sweating is not as effective or efficient. So again, we're working kind of like an AC that's, malfunctioning. Our bodies aren't able to do what they're meant to do. Now, overnight tonight, we're going to remain very, very warm and very, very muggy. Still in the 80s around midnight. Still in the mid-70s tomorrow morning. It's a warm start to the day tomorrow. And just to kind of remind you where we are and where we're going, this is a weather impact alert that's going to last for several days. We've got it now through Sunday. We might even extend it beyond that toward Monday. Air temperatures will be in the 90s to 100s, the air temperature. And then after that, we'll want to be watching the feels like of 100 to 105. Now, it's not going to rain. It's not going to storm throughout any of this. So we're just stuck. We're basically stuck with where we are with the heat, and we'll have to just kind of find our own ways to cool down. Across the United States right now, you can kind of look at this weather pattern and see there's a big ridge of high pressure kind of like this, and you can see it clearly there. That's the ridge, and there's a high pressure area that's located right about here. The wind flowing in this general direction is what's guiding this heat wave. And we're going to be right in the middle of it. We're not going to get the storms. They get that on the southern edge here, but we're not going to get that. This is a big heat wave, too, that's affecting millions of people up and down the East Coast. So all throughout the United States, basically. And the purple, to kind of explain this to you, the purple shade is an extreme heat warning. The orange shade is a heat advisory. So the purple, that's kind of reserved for, let's say, the hottest days that area is ever going to really see. Now, we don't really have that threshold right now. For us, that threshold is about 110 for the heat index. We're in the heat advisory for tomorrow, though. And the reason that is there is we're expecting a feels like of around 105 throughout much of the day tomorrow. So let's watch for that. Similar to where we were today, to be quite honest with you. There's not a lot of change for Thursday other than we should be just a degree or two hotter. So whereas today we were in the upper 90s, a lot of us tomorrow could be threatening that 100-degree mark for the first time in a long time. And then on Friday, we'll do the same thing. Today was almost record-breaking. Around our area, we see the actual high temperature was 98 degrees. Interestingly enough, that came very late in the day. The high temperature came in at 5:30, so not quite a record, but close. Our all-time record is 99 for today's date. That's the record for July 1st. Every day has a different record high. So over the next couple afternoons, hey, we have a good chance of breaking these. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, you'll notice the record highs, ironically enough, and this is just coincidence, all 98 degrees. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, all have a record high of 98, all set in different years, not part of the same heat wave. But it's a hot stretch. I'm expecting us to break all three of those. We could be around 99 to 100 each of the next couple of afternoons. Goes for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So this could be some record-breaking heat. Not all-time records, but record-breaking heat is possible. High temperatures around the area today varied, but all of us were hot. Again, the official high was 98 at PTI. 100 in Roanoke, Virginia, oddly enough, they were a little bit hotter than we were. So as we go through the 4th, this could be the hottest 4th of July weekend that our area's ever seen. Our records go back to 1903, and we have these 98-degree records. So it is going to be something to note, something very impressive. And remember, going along with that, we have some really oppressive humidity. So the humidity makes it all the worse as you're trying your best to cool down. Let's take a look at the heat index. So when we show you a feels like temperature, that's the same thing as heat index, a combination of heat and humidity. So let's take a look. This is tomorrow afternoon. It should be feeling in the upper 90s to low 100s. That's around 2 to 3 o'clock. The worst part of the day might not be when you think. You might think the worst is around noon or 2. No. The worst is actually usually in these heat waves around 4, 5, 6 o'clock. And that's where we are here. It'll be feeling like the mid-hundreds at times tomorrow afternoon. A very difficult heat index through Friday. Same idea. We'll be really, really heating up through the afternoon with a peak heat index somewhere in that low 100s range. And I should highlight, even in the morning, by about 10 o'clock in the morning, we already have a feels like of around 95. So you don't have much time to get out there. Even by 9 o'clock, it's already feeling like 90 degrees. So we're in trouble here. This is going to be a tough stretch of weather. The heat risk for our area is basically extreme over the next couple of afternoons. The heat risk is a category it's a product that's meant to show how unusual the heat may or may not be for your given area. And we should be in that category for the next several days. Heat index, temperature, they're all right there for you. And while I don't expect any rain, I wouldn't say a pop-up shower is 100% impossible. It's just very, very unlikely. So you can see here on our futurecast going through the next couple of days, there's not much opportunity to get any of these to pop up in our area. Our model does try and hint at just about one on Friday, but I'm not really buying that right now. I think we will be dry. And with the dry weather, we also have to consider the fire risk. The fire risk is going to be in that high to extreme category through Friday and Saturday, which means fireworks are even more dangerous than they usually are. So I'd love it if people take that into account and make sure you're being as safe as possible. Nothing fun about this. I'm just like the PSA police here. Don't do this, don't do that. We got these hazards, right? So let's look at the longer range, when this breaks down. And again, the heat really doesn't go anywhere, but what might slow it down is the opportunity of a couple showers and storms popping up. We could see that Monday afternoon. We could see it again on Tuesday afternoon. And in fact, most days next week have the opportunity of a couple showers or storms popping up. We have a better than average chance at getting some decent rainfall next week. Not the case right now, but next week we could see that happen. Tell you what, the place to be this weekend, if you could swing it, that's the beach. The beaches are going to be in that 90-degree sweet spot. It'll be humid as all get out, but it will be all right. I'll leave you with a 7-day forecast here. You can see our weather impact alert goes through at least Sunday, maybe extended after that. We'll watch that and let you know. Otherwise, be safe, take it easy, take it slow, keep it with us for coverage as we continue to watch the worst heat wave of the year here in the Piedmont.